Well, howdy, football fans, and welcome to Yellow Jacket Football. I'm Carl Gurgis with head Jacket mentor James Gage. Last evening, the Sharks came away with a 42-17 win over the Yellow Jackets in 22-6A. Jackets dropped to 1-2 on the season, and they'll continue 22-6A contest this Friday evening as they take on Pearland. Well, Coach, we didn't get the results we wanted, but I know we've got some good film highlights, and we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, it was a tough night for us. They got off to a good start. You know, we talked to our kids about, trying to get it to halftime, and we looked up and it was 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. But you take the first quarter out of it, it was a 17-14 game our favor. So really proud of the way our kids responded after the first quarter. And Shadow Creek's a very talented team. We talked about that last week, and Coach Green does an outstanding job coaching those kids up over there. And they put together a good scheme Friday night to slow us down offensively, and then they got off to the hot start. But again, we challenged our kids at halftime, down 28-3, just to kind of see what they were made of, and we came out and won the second half. And so, just showed a lot of pride going into this Pearland week, and we know that with Pearland coming up, it's going to be another tough ball game for us. But really proud of the overall effort of our kids. But hopefully, we were able to clean some stuff up and see the results show up this Friday.
We had a good crowd, and I know the fans are going to back the Jackets, and look forward to this week's game.
Yeah, we always have a good crowd. That's one great thing about Alvin High School and the community of Alvin is they're going to always continue to show up, and they're hungry for success. And so anytime you can just take a step back on Friday nights, look up in the stands, it makes you appreciate the community support that we have here.
Well, like you say, we've got some highlights, so let's get in them.
All right,
okay.
Let's look at them. So this was actually our second touchdown of the night. We had a good little drive going on, and Drew Bingham, we're getting pretty good at this QB sneak. I think this is his, if you include the scrimmages this year, this is the fourth time he's scored on quarterback sneak. So he scored on it last week against Dulles, but we're getting pretty good at running this play. And again, the kids like it, and Drew does a good job just finding that little open bubble right there and falling into the end zone. It was actually 3rd and 1, and we were just trying to get a first down, but we ended up getting a touchdown on top of it.
Pretty good push from the interior line.
Oh, great. They do it great. They love it. They want to run this play almost every single time. But no, good job executing right there and getting in the end zone. This was our first touchdown of the night. We called it just a little double option, speed option off the edge. And they did a good job of making him cut it back in, but when he cut it back in, we did a good job right there on the interior. That's Aiden Villalobos, Zane Bailey, Josiah Miller's in there, Ruben Gutierrez, you got Jacob Baez, Jeremiah Lewis, all our big guys up front do a good job just opening up that hole. And Drew does a really good job on this. When he sees an open hole, he sticks his foot in the ground and goes. And that's what good quarterbacks do, especially down there on the goal line. We always tell our quarterbacks, if you can sniff the goal line, go get it. And that's what he did. He was looking to pitch, but once they took the pitch away from him, he just stuck his foot and got north and south and went and got the touchdown for us.
Real good push from that left side of that offensive line.
Oh, they did an outstanding job, yeah. Really good job on the double team right there. And then, like I said, good job by Josiah right there getting the backside cut off. So this set up one of our touchdowns. It's actually a kind of a busted play. It was supposed to be counter to our running back. We were going to hand it back underneath, and our quarterback, Drew, he opens the wrong way. He had a little bit of a, he kind of fell asleep there for a second, but he ends up making a play out of it, and that's what we always tell him, don't turn one mistake into two, and he figured out a way just to stick his foot in the ground and go, but great job opening up the hole right there. We get the counter block, and you see Aiden Villalobos coming through with nobody there to block, but Drew does a good job. Again, he makes one mistake, but he corrects it, and then goes and makes a play after that. And that's what good football players do.
Well, if you make a mistake and you get 35 yards out of it, you'll take that.
We need to put it in the playbook. That's what I told our coaches. Let's add that one to the playbook and just maybe run it again here next week.
Who knows?
All right, switching over to the defensive side of the ball. This was a big hit by Hodson right there. He does a good job, Caden Hodson Sr. He just kind of stays patient. He plays the cutback right there and meets the kid in the hole. The kid tries to spin off of it, but Hodson put a pretty good licking on him and ends up getting him down to the ground right there. And so, just a good job again by him being patient, sitting in the hole and reading his keys, and then again delivering a good blow once he got there to where he can knock the kid back. This was one of the 3 fumble recoveries we had on the night. Brandon Gay does a good job penetrating through right there. And he really doesn't knock the ball free, but he's there to make the tackle if the running back gets the ball cleanly there. You can actually see the running back's got the wrong hand up, and I think the ball hits off his arm right there. And then Will Mauerhand, sophomore, is in a good position. He actually had 2 fumble recoveries the other night. And he's had a really good 2 weeks starting at outside linebacker for us. So really excited to see him progress this year. But a good job again by Brandon getting through the line, putting the initial pressure on, and then a great job by Will identifying the ball on the ground and jumping on it.
That's a real good example of one teammate helping another teammate out. You get a good hit, and then you get the fumble recovery.
Yep, absolutely. Next time I'd like to see him maybe try to pick it up and go score because there's really nobody around him right there. But anytime we can possess the ball and get the ball in the 50, we'll take it. All right, so this was another fumble. This one was actually caused by Mauerhand right here. The quarterback initially kind of bobbles the ball, then tries to make a play. Will right there, number 25, just kind of runs it down from the backside, takes a good angle, and then boom, hits him from the side, kind of blindsides him right there. And then Jordan Lee's kind of Johnny on the spot, again to fall on it right there. So great job, in pursuit, and then great job once we see the ball on the ground falling on it. So, again, we recovered 3 fumbles the other night. And I think we're plus 6 or 7 in the turnover battle so far this year. So that's been one positive is the defense is creating a lot of turnovers for us. We've just got to find a way to get some more points on the board offensively when they do get to us. All right, this was, since I've been here, I think the longest field goal we've kicked in a game. That's Enrique Garza. He's a junior soccer player here who's never actually kicked for football before, but came out this year, and he's picked it up really quick. The one thing he's got is a super strong leg. He's just raw as far as the whole kicking mechanics go, but you can see right there, if that ball was 47.5 yards, I don't think he would have made it. That was just about as far as he could have kicked it. Puts it right there in that little corner, that little pocket, and got us on the board going into the half. And so we actually, the play before we kicked, but they called us for a false start, which bumped us back 5. And it turns out to be a good thing because he missed the one before that. So we bumped it back 5 and gave him another shot. And I knew somewhere around 45 was going to be his range. And, it was the last play of the half, and I said, let's see if he can do it. And great execution, great snap there by Chris Macias, great job by Hodson on the hold. And then again, a great kick by Enrique right there. And then you see the excitement out of the kids. But it was a good way to go into the half, and I think allowed our kids to realize, okay, hey, maybe we can play with these guys a little bit. But,
well, it's a great confidence builder for that young man.
No doubt about it. I'm excited to see him as a junior, who's never done it before. He's going to continue to grow every opportunity he gets.
We need to get with Bass and widen those goalposts, though. Okay?
Or scoot them up a little bit for us.
Well, Coach, not bad. You got a tough chore this week ahead of you. Pearland, always tough, but a good competition.
Right. And last year there was a 3-way tie for first place with Pearland and Shadow Creek and Dawson, and so I expect Pearland and Shadow Creek to both be up there at the end of the season again. And so anytime you play a potential district champion right off the bat, back-to-back weeks, you got your hands cut out, or your work cut out for you, but. We're up for the challenge. I think we're their homecoming this week, so there'll be a heck of a crowd over there. Our crowd typically travels well to Pearland. Last year when we played Pearland, we were really beat up, and they got after us, and we kind of had some bad luck go our way. And so we're hopeful this year that maybe we can play with them a little bit more and go get after them a little bit better than we did last year.
We had a good crowd last Friday night at Memorial, and I'm sure that you'll have a good following this weekend in Pearland. As the fans really enjoy following the Jackets.
Yeah, they do, and that goes back to the community support has been phenomenal, but it's always been phenomenal here. So we're looking forward to another good crowd on Friday night. So.
Well, let's go Jackets. For Coach James Gage, I'm Carl Gurgis.
Before we go, Carl, I think we got some players of the week.
Good,
we got some
I'm
players
sorry.
of the week last week that we're going to go over. So
stop me when we have to stop.
Well,
okay?
we'll blame Hampton for not giving you the script, but let's put some of our players of the week
right.
up there, and we'll show them. So our offensive crush of the week, which is our big hit on the offensive side of the ball, goes to senior Samuel Fernandez. He had a big lick on a guy, knocked him on his butt, and he made sure to point it out in film on Saturday morning too. Offensive player of the week, Drew Bingham. Anytime you score 2 touchdowns and have over 70 yards rushing, it's a good night for you, even if 35 of them came on a busted play. But, I thought he played well the other night, and he's continuing to play well each week. So he earned the nod for offensive player of the week.
Well, you get 35 on a busted play. That's not bad because you got to get them they're obviously involved in it.
Right, no doubt. So that was a big play for us. Our special teams player of the week this week was Alonzo Juarez. He won here on picture day, so we don't have his picture. But he's our actual backup kicker. He kicked the ball well on kickoff the other night, and then stepped in on punt a couple times and had a couple real key blocks to allow us to get the punt off. But so he did a good job. And then there's Enrique with the 47-yard field goal. Again, he's getting. And then he was 2 for 2 on his extra points. But he's starting to gain more and more confidence each week. Our big hit was Ethan Evans. It wasn't a big hit when you watch it, but it was a big hit in terms of it saved a touchdown. He came across, tackled a kid that looked like he was about to go the distance, and was able to get him around the ankles and get him down. So it's sad, and then we got the turnover a couple plays later. So it turned into a big play, more so than a big hit. But on the defensive side of the ball, we gave it the big hit this week. Big plays this week, Jalen Peterson and then Will Maurhan. They both had big plays. Will obviously had the fumble recovery, and then also had the forced fumble. So he had a forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries. So and then Jalen Peterson, at the end of the game, it was 42-17, and they had the ball on the 1-inch line. Will Maurhan actually had a tackle the play before to keep him out of the end zone, and it was a bad snap. And Jalen went and hit the quarterback trying to recover it, and Maurhan went and recovered it. And when the scoreboard at the time, it wasn't a big play, but for our team, for our pride, everything like that, it was a big play because it showed that, hey, we're not worried about what the score says. We're going to play the next play, and we're going to continue to do everything we can to keep them out of the end zone. And our motto on defense is make them snap it again, make them snap it again. So for Maurhan to get the tackle on the 1-inch line the play before, made them snap it again, which turned into a bad snap, and our defense ended up recovering and kind of getting a little goal line stand. So just more of a pride deal than anything, but a big play for them this week.
Well, team play counts all the time, and I know the coaches do a good job of encouraging the kids to do that.
Right. Yep.
Well, okay, we go to Pearland, and then following that, we've got South Houston coming here, and then Pasadena, Rayburn before you get the bye week.
That's it. So we'll go to Pearland this week. We'll stay healthy. We'll get after them the best we can, and then we got homecoming next week with South Houston right here. So expect another good crowd that night. Homecoming's always the biggest crowd of the year, and so we're not going to look too far forward, but we know next week will be a good week for our kids as far as just having a lot of stuff going on and people coming to support them. But we're going to go over to Pearland Friday night, and like I said, we're their homecoming, so we're going to go try to spoil that and give them our best shot.
Well, okay, spoil it as much you want to, okay?
And we will, yes, sir.
For Coach James Gage, I'm Carl Gurgis, inviting you to be with us next week as we highlight the film action of the game with Pearland. Go Jackets!
Jacket pride never dies.